Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we're talking about Chained Soldier Episode 9. We get a couple of new characters. This is the censored version, as always, because I'm not going to show the uncensored version on YouTube, but you can get that if that is what you are looking for. Not that there was really anything that needed to be censored this episode anyway, I would say. I don't think there was really one scene where you got anything that was really good for you. For your little pervs out there. You people that highly sympathize with Mr. Yuki. So let's get into the review here. So we're starting off fighting some Shuki. No big deal. Beating the crap out of him. Yuki's definitely getting more powerful. And then he ends up picking her up because he was like, oh, maybe I'll get strong enough where I can protect Kyoka as well. And then he picks her up because, he's got the whole hero complex type deal going on. He was like, this thing is really kind of pointless for me. If it was me, it would be kind of good. But they get a good little smooch there, a nice little romantic moment going on. I think she might be catching little feels for our boy Yuki. So they're all praising him and everything. Then Tenka's got to show up. Tenka's always got to show up because she finds something she wants, she's going for it. So she's praising him too. Yuki, he's just soaking it in. He's having a good time. He's enjoying it. He's like, all right, cool. Then we get a description of his sister, and basically, him and this boy had a little argument at school. So he got his brother, and then the sister comes on, and she either knows martial arts or wrestling. He learned some stuff from her too. And his sister was just like, yeah, let's go get a treat. Seemed like a good person. Her name is Aoba, if I'm saying that correctly, which it is definitely possible I'm not. So Yuki is given the rest of the day off. He's going to go take a bath, enjoy some time off. Then they're talking about siblings, how the youngest siblings can get spoiled from time to time. And then we have a little bit of a Shuki attack here, or Shukai attack. And it's fine. They're like, all right, we got this. We think this person is in danger, but it's kind of a trick. Ends up punching Amari pretty bad. Her name is Coco. She is a humanoid Shukai, and she can control them, sends a bunch of them off of them. She was like, how'd you know my name? And then Shushu is like, well, you just kind of said it there. Yeah. So he's like, yup, I'm going to get myself all pumped up. Look at me getting my muscles back. He's getting in some good shape there. And he is like stark naked. Here we see Hamari has a new weapon, which is essentially a rocket launcher. Very cool. Definitely thought that was really, really neat. Starts fighting, going after her. And then Shushu is trying to beat up this modified Shuki. And then another humanoid pops out of it as well. And I believe that one is called Naoan, Naon, Naoan. So, Shuki gets flustered. He's got to go help out as well because, they're kind of getting overpowered. And they're not really supposed to be engaging with these people at all. So obviously the Supreme Commander, who we have not met yet, I'm assuming we're going to meet that person sooner or later. But they said, hey, you are not to fight these people. Basically retreat, do not interact with them. But obviously this is kind of a no-choice situation because they brought the fight to them. So definitely understandable there. We get a flashback of him with that original humanoid Shuki. Everything is good to go. They're all gone. And then, let's see here. They stopped attacking because they kidnapped Yuki. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, she shows up. She says Yuki's name, and the three of them end up kidnapping Yuki. So that was their goal. It wasn't really to hurt them. It was, hey, we're going to get Yuki back from the Demon Defense Force. Shushu is definitely very puzzled and complex, very, very worried, because she has a very high romantic feeling, I would say, towards Yuki. So then we get a flashback, and then here you go. Here's the 18 plus only. It's not really. They don't show nothing. But Coco is licking him all over. Her butt's in his face, getting smothered. And This one, not happy about it. Not happy about it at all. Like, what the heck's happening? She's like, don't move. I'm checking your body right now. He is stark naked. And then they're like, it's a misunderstanding. And this act we find out is actually Yuki's sister. So 100% confirmed that is Yuki's sister as of now. And she is like, why the heck are you licking my naked brother? What the heck is happening? And we learn out that her saliva has healing properties. So that is the reason why she was licking him. She was like, well, your brother's kind of special to you. We know that, so we wanted to just make sure he was all cleaned up and ready for you. Which is kind of nice. And he's just sitting there naked, not a care in the world around these three women. And then she's like, oh, sorry, Coco, being all friendly about it. She's like, oh, you've grown up. Looking at his dong, saying, oh, you've grown up, haven't you? Yep, I feel like there's some gross incest things coming our way in the future. That just seems like the relationship she wants to have with Yuki. So be prepared for it, because I can guarantee you it's going to happen, unfortunately. So all of them are good to go. He's kind of hungry. And they're basically got this hidden village where there's like 20 or so of these humanoid Shuki sitting around as well. It's got something to do with the peaches. We don't really know, because they're kind of like half Shuki, half humans. And somehow the peaches kind of transform them into this. They seem reluctant with how they are saying that. And basically they're saying the regular Shuki have nothing to do with them whatsoever. They're basically like mindless monsters. And then Yuki's like, hey, let's go talk to the Demon Defense Force. I'm sure they'll treat you fine. And then she's like, they treated you like a slave. Why are you defending them? They treated you like crap. Even though he was enjoying it the entire time. But there's definitely something going on there. There's some sort of underlying reasoning that they're not saying, and we don't get their answer in this episode as to why the humanoid Shuki hate the Demon Defense Force. Shushu got stabbed in the hand pretty bad, but gets wrapped up. Is good to go. Ni is trying to find him, looking around. And Kyoka is kind of in her office mad because there's really nothing she can do about it. So they all want to rescue Yuki, but at the same time, he is not actually part of the Demon Defense Force, technically. He's a helper, cleans up and stuff, but because he's a guy, he can't be part of it. And then also, they are not allowed to fight the humanoid Shuki, so there's really nothing they can do about it right now other than try to find him and just bring him back, because if it involves a fight, then there might be some, military action from the higher-ups against them as well. She's like, how'd you know? She was like, oh, I could sense it. She could figure out that, she could sense he was his brother. Obviously, she has some crazy abilities. We know her hair can grow and attack things. So, yeah. But basically, she was like, I didn't want to spoil you back then, so I didn't say anything. Not until they were in position. But she was like, oh, what do you think? She was like, yep, he's like such a hunk. He's so handsome. And that's kind of weird to say about your brother, sibling now. It's it's worth 100 trillion points. Yeah. I did not have that kind of relationship with my family. I can tell you, I feel like sibling relationships are more like, oh my god, you look so ugly, you're disgusting, you're gross, in kind of like a fun, playful way. But definitely kind of weird there. She's like, yeah, I'll bring you something to eat as well. So there's some mushrooms here. He's like, oh, it smells really good. And I think it's toxic to him because he either that or he's super hungry, because then he starts like hallucinating. And he thinks the bosoms are meat buns, and yeah, there you go. There's another 18 plus only. He's grabbing her butt and grabbing her bosoms, smothering him in his face. So then we find out, fun fact, that Yuki's transformation wore off, and he needs to get a reward, and he never got it from Kyoka. So she can now essentially track where Yuki is, which is really good. So they're gonna kind of devise some sort of plan. This is where he starts talking about the peach that it gave them their abilities, it turned them into what they are. And as I said, we don't get a whole lot of information because this is kind of a rescue mission. They're going into hostile territory, going against very powerful opponents. Tenka and the squad is showing up there too. Sahara and Akio, I think, is Hamari's sister. I could be wrong, but yeah. And we just end the episode. So basically, it's us ending with going to get him. Then we get a little bit of the government is a lot, it's that the Demon Defense Force is only able to operate and do their things and fight and all this stuff inside the actual place, and not a whole lot going on there. Overall, good episode. Really, no major complaints. Not a whole lot of action. I wish we got some more detail, which I'm sure we're going to get in episode 10. I'm not sure how many episodes we're getting. It's it's usually typically like 13 or 24 or something. Maybe 12. Who knows? But I'll figure that out in a couple of weeks. But yeah, really not a whole lot going on. This episode got kidnapped. Brother sister reunite. Happy little reunion there. They hate the Demon Defense Force. Somehow they got their powers from the Peaches. And we don't know why. We don't know why they despise the Demon Defense Force and what the whole deal is behind that. My guess is it probably has something to do with them basically like, oh, this was not an ideal power-up when they ate the peach, and now you are going to live in exile because you are half Shuki or something along those lines. That I could be right, I could be wrong. Who the heck knows? We'll try to figure that one out in a little while. But we'll say 7 out of 10. Solid episode. Not the best, not the worst. But yeah, I think that feels right. 7 out of 10. So other than that, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, share, all that fun stuff. Let me know if you want me to review different shows below as well, because I'm going to need one in a couple weeks. And as always, have a good one.